Ask questions. What do you got for us?
Well, we often hear the same things when we're either dealing with sellers and buyers. And one big one with buyers is, what's the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval?
Good question.
Is a good question. So pre-qualifications are basically a piece of paper that a lender that you spoke with kind of basically ran through your general finances with them, but nothing has been verified.
Right.
That's a pre-qualification. So they're saying, based on what this person told me, if everything checks out,
Right.
then we would qualify them for a loan. A true pre-approval, which a lot of people throw these terms around, they're not really true. A lot of pre-approvals out there are really pre-qualifications. A true pre-approval is it has already gone through underwriting. It has already had the income verification done. It's pretty much crossing the T's and dotting the I's, ready for closing, other than the final documents and paperwork and things like that.
So that is much more advantageous as a buyer.
Much more advantageous, much stronger. And it's also puts you as a buyer in a better position because you're not going to be hit with something later that you didn't realize is going to make you not qualify for the loan. You've already spent money on inspections and appraisals and that type of thing.
Can you do that for all your houses, right? You can do that. That's blanket for all the houses you look at.
It's blanket for an amount of money that you want to borrow. And then the lender can tailor it to your offer.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Also, people want to know, as a seller, can I get out of a contract once I'm into it?
Good question.
That's much harder for a seller to get out of a contract than it is for a buyer. The contracts are slighted to have all kinds of outs for buyers. There's several contingencies that have to be met, and they're really all for the buyer to meet.
Right.
For the seller to get out of a contract, basically the negotiations at some stage between buyer and seller have to fail, and then the contract will terminate. But if the buyer agrees to something, even if you're being a jerk and making him jump through hoops, if he agrees to jump through all the hoops,
Right.
then you're tied to the contract as a seller.
So can you put a poison pill in there that, you have to, I'll fix the stoop for $8 billion, and then they'll say that's
if
ridiculous?
you're in that part of the stage of the contract where you can be negotiating that. But a lot of people don't want to pull out until they're already 3 feet deep into it,
okay, right.
and then they're mad about something or their deal fell through, and then all of a sudden they want to change.
So you're really at the mercy of the buyer.
Yeah.
Sort of, yes.
Interesting.
People ask what the MLS is and what pendings and options are. You see that all the time when you're checking on Zillow and Realtor.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Houses say pending or option. Those are under contract. Option means it just went under contract. They're still in their building inspection phase where they can option to cancel the contract.
Got it.
Pending means it's already gone through that stage and it's into the pending sale mode.
Got
Do you
it.
have to post on the MLS even if you've made an offer with someone before it even hits the market?
If it's not in the MLS, you don't have to change statuses, but there's a rule with the MLS that as soon as a house goes under contract, within 24 hours, you have to change the status. So
All
it
right.
goes from active to pending to option, those type of statuses. Last thing is, what are buyer agents and how are they compensated?
Yes.
So a lot of people go, I don't, I can search for properties myself. I don't want to have to pay for anything. When you're working with a buyer agents are paid for, in general, by the selling agent of the house that you're buying. So when somebody contracts with us to list a house, they pay me a commission, and then I share that commission with anybody that has a buyer for the property, that agent that has the buyer for the property.
Right.
So if that's your buyer, you're not paying them. The listing agent is paying them to sell that house. So it's really advantageous to have a buyer's agent because it really doesn't cost you much. If anything, it might be a small closing fee. But other than that, you are represented without any money out of your pocket, and you've got somebody working for you on your side.
And it doesn't matter who pays you, your loyalties are with the buyer.
Correct.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you don't necessarily get a lower commission if you try to cut your agent out because the other people are paying their agent the commission.
Right.
It's not like they can rebate you back anything. So
Right.
a lot of times people think, oh, I'll save a little money.
Right, but you're really not, and
Really not.
and you're walking in blind.
Exactly.
Which is why you call Kathy Helbig.
Exactly.
Right.
314-276-SOLD or KathyHelbigGroup.com. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kathy.
7